Hello, one and all, and welcome to the first part of the finale of Unbalanced Encounters Rally. The only show that dares to ask, what if we started with a broken millstone and ended with dead gods? I'm your host, Patrick Perini, and I am joined in the studio today by Emily Graymore, Craig Pate, Sam Oliver, Saya Roberts, and Cinderblock Sally. How y'all doing?
Yeah. What's going on?
This is a serious intro today.
I'm doing this way.
I think that's probably about how well your characters are doing. Because the six of you, lest we forget the illustrious Mr. Spinks, are trudging through a blood-vine tunnel, one foot in front of the other, to your inevitable death or victory. You don't know which, and only time will tell. But there is a light at the end of that tunnel, a dark, flickering red, and a voice.
Isaac Axdrummer, I swear I'm going to kill you.
Get in line.
You all approach the end of this tunnel and see a little entrance foyer to what has the decided proportions of a throne room. Aside from one flickering brazier in the center, it is stark. You see shadows moving around, shapes in the distance. And some things start to come into focus. You see columns holding up a ceiling, a small, narrow hall leading between the entrance to this space and an open, cavernous room. Stairs around the outside of this space. And where you might expect a throne, you instead see a screen. Light playing off its facade. And from echoing within the halls, you hear,
Guards, to positions! They mean to kill the Empressar.
and I think now would be an appropriate time for everyone to roll me initiative.
Natural 20 on my initiative.
Oh my fuck! What does that mean? What's that in real money?
That's a 22.
I got a 6.
I got a 14.
I got a 12.
Mel,
15.
you are not fighting yet. You have not yet gotten, I think, an adequate lay of the land to begin to fight. But we are going to take this in initiative order, and Guard, you are at the top of the initiative. So you are effectively at the mouth of this tunnel. Mm-hmm. On the other side of the threshold is an entrance foyer, and as you kind of glance around in this dimly lit space, you see shadow playing off of vein-like filigree covering every available surface. This is a space that is filled and decorated with columns. You see that there are sconces for torchlight throughout the space that are not currently lit. And as you look through this foyer, you see that there's a short, narrow hall that leads to the proper throne room. There's a little bit of an overpass that forces you to duck as you enter the throne room itself. And then the throne room is split level. There appears to be an audience area. And then on the upper level, there is a screen obscuring whatever might be up there.
I'm going to turn to my comrades, to my family, and then silently I'm going to take out the meteor axe and start marching down the tunnel. As I do, the filigree in my armor will start to glow as old patterns kind of match with new patterns. And I'm going to say I think it might even react to the filigree on the walls a little bit, almost like when two conducting elements are close to each other and like they light each other up. And as I make my way down the hallway, I think that all the torches are going to light as I walk past them. And I am going to just start charging into the room, leading the way.
I like that.
That's
a lot.
so sick. That's so cool.
I like.
That's also,
I like that a lot.
I'm raging, by the way. That's me activating the rage.
Yes. You charge into the room, and as you do, you're going to come up to that sort of low entryway that is effectively going to force you to duck. It's a very small and cramped entryway. I'm curious how you're interacting with that space. Are you slowing down? Are you taking any caution? Are you just trying to push through into the open audience space? Where's Guard at?
Knowing that it's likely there's going to be some sort of trap element here or something in the same way that the windows of the old space did, and knowing the nature of filigree and how these patterns sort of connect and build larger shapes, if possible, what I would like Guard to do is as he makes his way to that space, he takes the axe and he just smashes the top of the door frame.
Oh, shit.
Ideally making space for him,
Yeah.
but also breaking potentially any magical seals that might be
Okay.
Hell yeah.
surrounding the space.
Nice.
Okay. This is going to require us to dip back into some stuff that we haven't done for guards since really Arc 2.
Ooh.
I am going to need a melee spell attack from you. And I believe that your spellcasting modifier is still going to be Wisdom.
Yeah, sure. That's going to be a +5 to the hit. Could I do this recklessly? Or no?
Ooh. Do it.
Because I don't technically cast spells normally. And
Yeah, and
spells
it is a melee attack. It's just a melee spell attack. You know what? Because you are committed here, you're raging. I'm gonna put it to you this way. You can make this recklessly. If you fail, you are going to have disadvantage on the saving throw associated with the spell that you might trigger because
yeah.
of the reckless attack.
Perfect.
Is that fair?
Yeah, of course. Perfect. Natural 20.
Get it.
That's the most excited I've ever heard Cinder get from a roll. Yeah. That was so good.
It's the last fight. The dice know.
Yes.
Guard, what does this look like as you take the meteor axe to the beam overhead and sunder the 9th level banishment spell?
Banishment.
Wow. As Guard is marching his way down this hallway, he's sort of picking up speed and momentum as he goes. The light inside of him that breaks through the filigree is almost sort of coming through the seams of his armor as it's reacting to the walls around him. And he almost goes into like Matrix vision where he's sort of seeing the interconnectivity of the magic meeting the stone in this space. And without even looking up, it's not so much like he smashes the seal with his axe. It's like he sees exactly the keystone that needs to break, and without even looking up, it is an oddly delicate and graceful move. He swings the axe up and just knocks out a single stone, and it is the stone that makes the top of the crest of this doorway collapse in, dismantling it as he starts charging into the main arena.
You push into this space, and now all of a sudden you can see that you are flanked on either side by 2 wardens who've taken up defensive stances immediately on either side of the door. You also see, cast in almost complete shadow by this fire in the center of the room, High Scepter. The man that brought you to cognizance. The first face that you saw when the crate was open. Your journeys have not been kind to you, huh? You're looking a little sickly in the legs.
Growth is strange, but it's good.
You could have been on the winning side of this, you understand? You should have been the winning side of this.
This is not about sides.
Everything is about sides. For without sides, we have nothing but chaos. Wardens! Arrest him!
And that's going to be Guard's turn, I would say, because you're just out of range to hit
Yeah.
either of the ones. Mel, it's your turn.
How far away is Guard from us now?
I would say Guard used his full move speed, which I believe is 45. So I'm going to say that Guard is 45 feet ahead of you currently.
Can we see everything that's happened? Can we see the conversation? And
You can hear certainly the conversation. This is a very echoey space. And so you guys can hear everything very, very, very clearly. You saw Guard smash in the doorway. I would say you do not see the wardens flanking him currently, but they've obviously been invoked verbally, so you know that there are wardens in this space.
not knowing how many enemies we are heading into, Mel is going to cast Summon Fae, and
Nice.
he's going to summon a Trixie Fae. And he's going to reach out with his mind and say, "Little buddy, I need you here. Come on, Reevesy."
Yes!
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So
you all,
good.
except for Guard, see a frog fall from the ceiling and just boom. Oh, my head. Oh,
Oh, Reevesy! Oh my god, I'm so glad
hello,
you're here.
Mr. Spinks. It's good to see you. Hi,
It's
Mr.
gonna be so
Lapidyon. What's going on? This seems a little hectic.
Yeah, well, hectic is the word I would use as well. It's about to get pretty dangerous up in here. There are going to be
Oh,
some...
wait, are we in the big boss fight? Are we in the end game now?
One could say so. Yes, I think so. Who knows if this is the final part? But we're at least in some aspect of it. So there are going to be quite a few enemies in there, I think. So any aid you can give us would be most helpful.
You see Reevesy kind of get to his feet. He clamors, and he says, "Did you get the boot? Did Bartleby get you the boots?"
Oh, I got more than the boots. Have a closer look at me, Reevesy.
He squints like real hard. He's like, "You got a haircut."
Close enough. Let's go.
And then he takes out his spear and he just starts spinning it. He's just like Bruce Lee, like flipping it like around his shoulders.
Oh, I love it.
And he's like, "Honestly, I'm in pretty good form for this. I've been practicing in the afterlife. I've been working with Matron on some moves, so I think this is going to be a pretty good time to show off my new skills."
We don't have time for jokes. You do it.
Let's go! And he is going to, presumably you want him running into the room.
Yeah, I'm going to run with him. I'm going to use my movement and head in there with him.
All right, you guys get, I will say, to the entrance of the hall that Guard is now at the far side of, so you're 30 feet into the room.
Copy that.
All right, that's movement and action. I believe that's it for you, yeah?
Bonus action.
Ooh.
I'm also going to give a little bit of inspiration. I'm going to throw it to Guard, and he quickly says, "All you need is deep inside you. Trust your heart, just as I do."
Cool.
June, Mel has just run into the fray with Reevesy, apparently. It's your turn.
I will send my bond projection after them.
Okay. 30 feet puts the bond projection right next to Mel and Reevesy.
Oh,
Okay.
God, I'll never get used to that.
She kind of like wiggles her face. Hi. And then I want to turn my body around and make sure that nobody's coming from behind.
You see that the Bloodvine tunnel is actually collapsing slowly behind you. So as you all move through it, it seems like Griffin is sort of crumbling the tunnel behind you. It's fully closed. There's no way that anything could come in behind you.
I guess I'll go at one of the guys.
You are going to have to get all the way up to guard. I think you do have 45 foot of
I do.
movement.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to put you in melee range because the wardens are slightly outside of that range. So you can get up next to guard, but you are still going to be probably about 10 feet away from
Cool.
the nearest warden.
And then I'll do a patient defense.
As you make your way into the space, your eyes adjust slightly, and you make out, I think, just a hair more clearly than guard, the figure of a man standing behind the brazier, and he's not someone that you've ever seen. This is not someone that you are familiar with.
Do I recognize his bond?
You absolutely do. The bond pattern that you memorized was that of the vine golems, was that of Luna. Not the actual reclaimer, not the seed that you discovered, but the blood tree.
Whoa.
For anyone who can't see, Sam's head literally exploded. Just
It's all over the camera. It's a mess.
Okay. So wait. I don't know how to explain this. It's the blood tree. But I think it's the high scepter, but it's the blood tree. I don't know. My perception check was a 21.
Fantastic. June, you, on a 21, see that there are 2 wardens on either side of this door. There is another that is sort of tucked into the shadow beyond the high scepter. There is the high scepter, and there are 2 animal shadows moving from beneath the base of the stairs.
When she's looking through her Echo's eyes, like her eyes turn a little bit blue, like a grid, like a glowing blue grid across her eyes.
That's cool.
I think that'll be my turn.
You all rolled incredibly well on initiative. All of you, 100% of you go before all of the enemies except Isaac. So we are over to Saffra.
I'm going to climb on top of Sphinx and just storm through and into. I hold down close to him as we go through the entryway, kind of like duck under, like hold him close.
Yeah.
And burst through. He's got 40 feet of movement,
Yes.
so I get a little bit further through.
You can also use your bonus action to have him dash.
I don't think me being the squishier of the two of us should be in front of guard, so I'm not going to dash past him.
That's fair. What's your AC anymore?
It's 18, but I'm about to cast Shield of Faith to get it up
So
to
it'll
a
be
20.
20, so you're not actually squishing
No,
the guard.
you're same as me. I have my because my AC is 16.
Oh, okay.
He just
in
has
that
a lot of
case-
health.
Yeah.
We're different. We're differently strong.
So in that main room then, that I'm about to enter,
Yes.
right? There is the brazier in the center. Mm-hmm. Then there's like a raised platform further
Yeah, it's
back
the
where
room is
the
split
screen
level.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. That I understood. Okay, fine. Good. Okay, in that case, I'll just wait there and I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself.
That's movement and bonus. Do you want to take an action?
So I am going to try and cast light into the area. I'm going to put it... How tall is the ceiling? Is it really quite high?
Really tall.
Okay,
In this
so I'm
hall,
gonna-
it's not very tall. It's actually pretty low, maybe 6 feet. But you can't see the ceiling in the big open room. from where you
Actually,
are.
Cinder, would you mind if I cast light on you? So wherever you go, you can see shit?
Nah, I'm not trying to hide.
All right.
right.
I will cast light on guard. So then wherever
Guard,
he
what
is,
is
it
this?
illuminates.
Which part of you lights up?
I think that when Harissa casts light on Guard, the armor that he is wearing, the chest plate, which has these old runes carved into it, start to glow with extra light. And it's almost like it's not so much making the armor glow as much as like this older, almost hidden filigree underneath that sort of pushes out, that has much more of an archaic sort of primal look to it, and it matches the art style of Harissa's tattoo.
Oh, sick. That's really cool. That's really cool. Guard, I hope you don't mind, but you're glowing. And then I just, like, put my hand on it.
Amazing.
And with that, we are going to cut back to a conversation that Guard and Saphra had a day ago. The two of you are wordlessly preparing for what may very well be your last fight. And I think the two of you have sort of peeled off of the rest of the group. You are in the basement of the museum in kind of the broader, sprawling network of these stone rooms that are being occupied by the Resistance. And I think that you are very diligently chipping away at the work that needs to be done. And I'm curious, for both of you, what does that look like?
Saphra has spent the last, goodness, how long, just rechecking her bags, just making sure, okay, we have this and this, and just kind of mentally checklisting all the things that she needs, what other people may need of her as well during the fight, things that she may be able to give others. Around Saphra are bits and pieces, utilities, a bag open, just getting it all in, counted. It very kind of, for Saphra, strangely organized, very neat, all kind of in little lines and ready to go. She is trying desperately to get Guard to sit down and stay motionless, which again is strange, I think, for Guard, as she's trying to strap bits of those weird legs more strongly together, or kind of like make sure that the armor is as it should be, the straps are correct, they're all fastened, he's not going to fall apart at any minute. I think Saphra is very concerned that, whether she has any right to be concerned or not, about the structure of Guard, and she wants to make sure that he is as ready and safe and strong as possible. And she's like just grumbling every time he moves. He seems to be preoccupied with something else.
In the backdrop of Harissa helping Guard with his armor, you see a table that is laid out with 20 plus arrows that Guard has spent the time meticulously, like a precision machine, sharpening to the finest point possible. And he has coated 4 of them in Alchemist's Fire. But as Harissa is working on his armor, trying to help those, because it's old armor that he's made out of, trying to help like patch up parts, and he keeps pulling away to a small little forge that they have set up in this workstation, and he is preoccupied by working on something there. After all of our weapons and stuff feel ready, bags triple checked, I'm going to pick up the handful of arrows and hand them to you. And you'll notice that on each of the arrowheads, Guard has very faintly carved in a little bit of Tanine iconography.
Saphra takes them and can't help but smile at the level of detail and thought put into this, and that doubles her efforts in trying desperately to make sure that the filigree and everything is clean, and if there is any kind of like skewing in it, kind of trying to tap it back into straightness, just so if it and when it goes properly and well.
While Harissa's looking at the arrows, Guard is going to take this opportunity. He moves over to this little forge that he's been slowly pittering at something at basically all night as we've been preparing. And to a keen eye, they would spot that the supplies that are around this forge are not bits of metal or wood. They are sacks of cocoa and sugar and baking supplies. And as Harissa is thanking Guard for the arrows, he is going to put his hand on her shoulder. Those, and he's going to point to the arrows, are for Harissa. And then he is going to reveal in his big, weird, ancient hand a small chocolate. And it is not like the chocolates that we saw in Agravar. It is not... Well, it's probably not like anything Harissa has seen in a long time. Because aside from the fact that it is a lovely little chocolate, it has a stamp embossed in it. A stamp that looks kind of like a Komodo dragon wrapped in this very faint, fractaling, almost lotus leaf. And he is going to hand it to you. This is for you, Saphra.
She'll take it and just wordlessly moving her mouth to try and say something, make sense of what she's seeing. But she clasps her hands around it, openly crying. I don't know how, but thank you. And I think she's just actually going to hug the hard metal casing of God.
Yeah.
Thank you. And she's going to pop it in. And even though her taste may be diminished, the memories of that taste are not. And they are exactly as she remembers.
And I think we see, and Guard sees, but Saphra does not see, a spectral figure, a little shimmer in the bond. An elderly woman with Saphra's nose and high cheekbones lean in and give her a little kiss on the side of her forehead. Thank you, Guard. You did exceptionally well.
And Guard, I think more in his head than out loud, is going to say, it's a good recipe.
And we cut back. The first Blood Warden is going to take his turn. This gaunt man with dark eyes, bearing a long sword down on June's bond projection. That's a miss. The second one almost certainly hits. 21.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
The sword comes down, slices through the wireframe, and it dissolves.
Did you honestly think that your sisterhood tricks were going to be of any use to you here?
June's not going to say anything. She's just going to stare. Daggers.
The second Blood Warden is going to take an attack on Guard, who attacked recklessly, so he's going to have advantage.
Yes.
21.
Yeah, of course.
10 slashing damage, half to 5, and 15 radiant damage, as this thing puts a divine smite on its longsword attack.
I honestly thought that you two were going to be assets of mine. No matter. Your Holiness, what should we do with them?
And anyone who can see into the room and to the screen sees a rather childlike wayfish figure simply materialize in front of the screen. They are exceptionally, almost skeletally thin, and they have a menacing rictus grin plastered across their face, their hair done up with a wooden skewer keeping it in a bun on the top of their head, and they are in loose-fitting robes. I've been waiting for this for a while. Let's feed them to the fossas! And those animal figures,
I knew it.
low and growl as they push their way into the center space. The final warden in the room at the moment is going to take his turn. Guard, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
An 11. I use the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. You this is not an exceptionally high DC. You got an 11. You need at least a 2 on this die.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not good. We can do that.
Guard is going to think for a second about what Melmanon said and the way Melmanon is. This person who is very, I would say, from Guard's perspective, very like poetic and flowery, but taking on this position of authority and order. And Guard is going to try to loosen up a little bit to help avoid that, whatever that effect is, as I use his inspiration. That's a 5, so a total of 16.
Guard, you hear reverberating in your gemstone head.
Kill them.
I'm so glad I did.
As you manage to save against a suggestion.
Fucking charming assholes.
Okay.
It's okay. It's all right. It's cool.
Everything's fine.
2 long, lithe, overgrown weasels tear out of the darkness, leaping crosswise over the brazier and landing at Guard's feet. They are both going to try to take him down. That's a miss. That's a nat 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Guard, you take 20 points of piercing damage, then halved to 10.
Okay.
Yikes.
And that is going to be the first fossa. I actually think the second fossa is going to take a dash action and is going to slip into the hall and make its way down to Mel and June.
Can I get an opportunity
Do
attack?
it.
Yes. Good. Piece of shit. Ugh. 13.
That hits, actually.
Oh, does it? Oh my god.
Animal
I'm
sap walks,
surprised.
baby.
Woo! Alright, let's get this fucking damage in here, baby. Plus my 2d6.
Just a melee weapon attack.
Oh, melee weapon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't use a bow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, in that case. Okay, so 12 damage.
You whip out, slash this thing, and you see the figure in front of the screen. Its face sours. Mia! That's not supposed to be how this works! Naughty. And the faucet is going to rend its way out from under you and barrel toward Mel, Reevesy, and June. And we are finally around to Isaac, who's still in the fucking Bloodvine tunnel, which is now all but collapsed behind you.
I think as he's walking the last bit of the tunnel, it's like basically closing behind him, and ever so slightly you can see it kind of reverberating against him himself as it finally closes. And he's going to charge up with the rest of the party.
Okay. You can get up to Mia, up to the fossa.
I'm going to cast Bless on... All right, so guard, Melmanon, and June, because Saffred always hits.
But no, don't worry. It's fine.
Are you? No, you're a little bit up. Damn. Okay.
Don't worry about me.
That's what I'll do.
Give other people the buffs. I've got my shield of faith and stuff. I'll be all right.
Okay. Then yes, you three have a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
That's
Nice.
huge. That's huge. All right. And with that, we move on to the final participant in combat with an initiative of 1.
If only you all knew the damage that you had wrought. The possibilities that you are singularly responsible for annihilating. You have all put the world in jeopardy beyond imagine. It is time to end this.
And he is going to walk around the brazier, right up to guard. And I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Hey, don't forget your bless as well as the aura.
Yeah.
So it's a +4 for the aura.
Oh, okay. Add the plus
I
4
like
to your
that.
aura.
If you're near me, 15 feet.
Everyone is within 15 feet of you, so everyone gets
Oh,
the
great.
4.
I still got a 10.
Okay. Did anyone get higher than a 15?
I did.
I
Okay,
did.
what did you two get?
I got a 25.
You
Oh,
save.
shit.
I got a 22.
You save.
Oh, should I roll for Spinks, actually?
Yeah, you should roll for Spinks, yes.
Oh, Spinks also failed. That's fine. That's great.
Okay.
We both got 4.
Okay.
What happened to Reevesy?
You should roll for Reevesy as well.
Reevesy also fails.
Okay. Saffra, Spinks, June, Reevesy, and Mel. You feel the veins in your body seize.
Oh.
All of you begin to sweat blood.
Oh.
And you take
Oh my god.
17 points of thunder damage and 6 points of necrotic damage. Everyone who failed the save is now bloodbound, which is a thing that Isaac is actually familiar with. Mm-hmm. While bound in this way, attacks against the creature have advantage, its movement speed is halved, and the first time on each turn that it willingly moves 5 feet or more, it takes 5 psychic damage. You are bloodbound until the end of High Scepter's next turn, at the end of the round. And we are back at the top of the order with Guard.
How far away is High Scepter from where I am standing?
5 feet. He's right in front of you.
Guard is going to turn to High Scepter, and as he speaks, he starts to grow in size until he is around 14 feet tall and similarly wide. You speak of sides, but we are not taking sides. We are just part of the cycle. And I am going to make 1 billion attacks against him.
Yes! Do it!
All of them will be reckless.
And
You are blessed.
The first attack is a 22.
Before that happens, we have to roll for mirror image.
mirror image!
Ah. Does mirror
Sneaky
image affect me? I have
bitch.
true sight.
Oh.
I can see through illusions. I don't know.
Pat, the step back. The step back. You guys can't see it, but Patrick stepped back from the mic.
Fuck!
Oh
I'm ruined! A creature is unaffected by this spell if it can't see. It relies on senses other than sight, or it can perceive illusions as false, such as with true sight.
First attack. 27 on the second attack.
Yeah, that hits.
no! This is before the last.
Reckless attack, bro. Reckless attack.
18 damage on the second attack.
Yeah, I got you.
Then, there's gonna be like crackling of energy. I'm gonna action surge.
Oh my god.
Third attack. That's gonna hit. That's 1 billion. It's 13.
To hit?
No, on damage for the next one. I got
you
a 20.
hit?
Yeah, I got 28 to hit.
Yeah, okay. You said 13 more damage?
13 more damage.
Okay.
Final attack.
God damn.
25 to hit.
Yeah, Jiminy fucking Christ.
17 damage on the fourth attack.
I think the High Scepter had the same look that Patrick had when he realized.
I'm going to give you a little statistic here. You just did over a third of his hit points.
And then at the end of my turn, I'm going to say, I am not on sides. I am the ebb and the flow.
And I think with that, we are going to flash back to a conversation Guard and Isaac are having as they are burying bodies. Isaac and Guard, the two of you are in a little hollow at the edge of the Western Wealds. And funnily enough, it is a space we have seen before. A shallow grave with freshly turned earth. And the two of you are working in the early hours of dusk to bury several bodies.
Ugh, they always seem less heavy when they're running around doing stuff. Pick it up. Whew. All right. God, how you doing over there? Why am I even asking?
You see Guard using his hands like spades. And Guard just looks up at you wordlessly and looks back down and keeps digging.
Right. Machine's doing things. Why am I talking to him? It makes no sense.
Why are we burying these so far from the village?
A lot of the folks in the village don't understand that the need for getting rid of these specific individuals helps protect them.
Guard stops at that for a second. How?
Well, sometimes you, in a way to protect people, you keep things from them.
Guard slumps another one of the bodies in, and in one big pushes all of the dirt that he's been digging up down.
Just be happy that, whatever your whole thought process and everything, you don't have to really have a understanding in all this. It makes things simpler, probably.
Guard stops for a second and looks up at you, sort of full-bodied. What information are we hiding?
There were certain individuals who felt as though they needed more information on our humble village than was needed. And instead of just leaving, they pushed. And what they didn't understand was we pushed back.
Guard, you're turning this over as thunder rattles overhead and it begins to rain. And I think that the thing that you can't reconcile is why these bodies? Because you know that when violent aggression is meted out at rally, you have carte blanche to terminate it and put it wherever you please.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that. This is something for Isaac.
Guard steps towards Isaac. Do you know your place?
Isaac's face screws up a bit. Yes, it's here in Raleigh. And one thing I want to make sure about you, God, is that you remember yours. You're an object. You follow orders, you get them done. It's not your purpose to ask all these questions. No will to follow. You're lucky for that.
Then we are both lucky, because you are here to follow orders. Because you are here to get the job done. And you have no will in it either.
Well, Isaac, you just got one up by an inanimate object. Let's just get this done.
And I think we see Guard slide the final body into a shallow trench that is rapidly pooling with water. And we see that that body is clad in the ceramic armor of an Altair warden. And as we cut back, we see High Scepter reeling, blood drenching his ceramic imperial plate. His chest is open, and we see rib and flesh hanging from it. And he clears his throat.
There was a reason that I invested in you.
And he grunts with exertion, and blood vines knit his chest back together.
I owe you a debt of gratitude. You are the one who got me my position. But you have betrayed me now in more ways than I can count. And I will not have any more of it.
And he is going to take his first legendary action. I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
I rolled a 22 on my con save, and I rolled a 1 on the bless.
Guard, you feel a similar wave kind of wash over you. He is attempting to blood bind you as well, and it does not work. No effect here. Is that it for Guard's turn?
Yes.
Mel, you have a faucet at your feet. and you can see into the room. At the other end of the hall, you see that there are several wardens that are currently flanking guard, in addition to a fossa that is nipping at his feet. One man, one force of nature holding back the vast majority of your enemies. But guard is also glowing, and so now you can see who he is standing in front of, whose chest he just rent open. It is Commander Nasir Antony, the man you suspect of killing Branvier. And his chest was just knit back into form by the same blood vines that were shaped like Branvier not moments ago. What do you do?
Okay, we're gonna get a bit creative here. As a reaction to taking damage, I can use Misty Escape. How far away is Commander Nasir?
20 feet from you currently.
As a reaction to taking that damage,
Okay.
Mel's Misty Escape activates, and he turns invisible. And
The hell?
then, from behind Commander Nasir, he hears Mel say, "I've been waiting a long time for this." And Mel's gonna try and stab him in the back with the green flame blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First things first, you do not see through the mirror image. So you want me to roll a 6 or lower.
Roll a 5 then, please.
Yeah,
I'll work on it.
I'll take a 4.
I'll take a 5.
I'll take a
That's
net
a 2!
Yes!
We'll take it too. It's not exactly what we
We'll
wanted.
take it to.
but
No,
it's
no,
okay.
we
It's a
can
good
work with
compromise.
that. We can work with
Yeah,
that.
it's a
fine.
compromise.
That's absolutely fine.
You catch this guy off guard, and he sort of turns in your direction, and you see that he has a little amulet hanging around his neck that like shimmers slightly as you go to stab him. And you, having used mirror image earlier today, just expertly weave around his illusory duplicate and get him in the chest. And he goes,
Who the fuck are you?
That's my boyfriend.
What she said.
You're that aggro whelp.
Let's fucking go.
roll to hit.
You are blessed.
24. I don't need
That
that
hits.
bless.
That hits. Holy shit!
Yes.
I love when bless isn't needed.
Yes, and max damage of 8 on the green flame blade, so 21.
Nice.
Mel's rapier ignites with green flame as he stabs squarely into the chest of Commander Nasir.
Well, you don't get to my position without making a few enemies, I guess.
And he is going to pull the rapier out of his chest, and he is going to turn and use his second legendary action on Isaac. Isaac, I need another con save, please.
Natural 19 for a 26.
Nice. Let's go.
Isaac, you feel your veins start to rebel and just flex your muscles, and the blood flows.
How many times I gotta tell y'all you can't bullshit a bullshitter?
Hell yes!
Reevesy's next to one of the fossas, by the way, if you want him to
Yeah,
just
he's gonna
start.
get that fossa with this little stinger staff.
Let's fucking go.
Stingy sting.
16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
Reevesy takes his spear, spins it around, stabs it into the paw of this fossa, and it starts to whimper. And he's just like, I got this one, boss! You guys go get the big bad!
Not the big bad.
Incredible. All right. I think that's it.
That's it.
June, you're up. Reevesy is holding down the fort with this fossa that's at your feet.
I am going to resummon my echo using my bonus action. And I'm going to resummon it right in front of the High Scepter. She's going to take first attack, unarmed strike,
your echo throws a punch and just fades straight through. You've burnt one mirror image. So the number goes from 6 that I have to roll to 8.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So you've eaten one of his
getting
mirror images.
Another attack.
Let me roll again. That's a 19. So again, just the number has gone up to 11.
I'm already tapped.
I think
All
that's
right,
it.
Yeah,
You're going to stay
that's
put?
it.
Okay. June, you
Yeah.
ate 2 of his mirror images, and that's not fucking nothing. So we are going to move on to Saphra. Saphra, you are on Sphinx's back.
Yes.
You are both bloodbound, but Sphinx could move you without you taking any damage.
Him lifting his feet off of the ground causes him as he does, and it's like you see the mycelium kind of like ripping from the bottom of his feet as he's like stepping forward.
Visual
Nice. That's terrible.
Patrick out. That's a good strat. I like it.
And he weaves his way past guard into the room and off towards just out of the way of that cluster. just so
Op
it's more-
attack on Saphra specifically.
Sure.
22 to hit.
That does, yes.
12 slashing damage. But you're through. And as you make it into this room, you finally fix your eyes on the man that you know as High Scepter. And I think that as you are ready to levy an attack, you're strategizing a little bit on the fly here. You see a face that you did not think you were going to see again. Because standing in front of you with a hole in his chest and a hand on the sword of Mel, you see the man in the desert.
Yup. I knew this was coming.
Oh, I just got chills.
The end of your life with the Tanine. And the start of your endless chase.
As much as she's thinking, I wouldn't piss on this man if he was dying of thirst. Now, she still is adamant she did the right thing when she was a kid. There was a man in the desert who needed water.
Please take inspiration.
Oh, yeah, sweet. And with that, she shifts Sphinx to face the Empressar,
Okay.
and we're going to use that cannon that's still strapped to his back.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
You thought Inventory Queen was gonna come with some hot shit in the final battle?
Okay.
Bruh, that hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
8d6.
27.
And Saphra, we see fire well in the mouth of this Tanine relic, this ancient guardian cannon. And we cut to a conversation between you and Isaac in the small hours of the morning before your assault. Isaac, where are you when you seek out Saphra to talk to her about the will you exerted over her in the afterlife?
I think he is looking at the blade. He's sitting down in an open space, and he's looking at this High Scepter's blade and the power that gave him the understanding of his will and what that power is specifically. and he would just look up, see Sappho walking by, and kind of wince, kind of like how you get that like a little bit of embarrassment from a memory. Oh, hey, Sappho. Can you have a seat with me?
Oh, sure, Isaac. Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, just preparing for what is to come and all that.
Yeah.
Journey's finally coming to an end.
That it is. In more ways than one, I think.
Yeah. Back in the fight, with the vines, and there was a lot going on. There was a moment where I noticed that something had happened where it usually happens to God, where it gets mind controlled and everything, and we panic, and happened to you, and I took matters into my own hands and kind of I want you to understand that what I had to do was something I never want to do again.
I'll be honest, I felt something happening. I saw rage and violence, and then it shifted. And I felt your voice in the back of my head somewhere, and I felt pulled in directions maybe I would have gone anyway, but unwillingly. And I appreciate you not wanting to do that again, but you did what you had to, and I respect that. And I would rather you in my mind than God knows what else.
What I've learned is there's better ways of protecting people. And I want you to understand that. I'll find another way to protect them when you're gone.
Sappho was sort of nodding along and, I don't know, gazing at her feet. And then when he says that line, she stops and looks up at him. There's a second of that kind of eye contact, of understanding. I appreciate that, Isaac. I really do. I have seen all of you grow in different ways just over the last few months. And honestly, right now, I want to make sure you look after you. You're the one I'm most worried about. June can handle herself. Guard can put himself back together if need be.
You seen him do it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. But, even if the worst happens to June, she has someone waiting for her on the other side. But what about you?
I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'll meet another scrappy, excitable, goofy lizard. And I'll go see what other adventures they want to go on in their new life. Maybe I'll tag along.
That sounds good. I I'm pretty sure Gambald said the turnaround was pretty quick. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, wasn't it, y'all just like, you enjoy life?
Yeah, you can't keep us down. We just keep popping back up like dandelions, you know. You cut one off, more come up. Wait, is that a hydra? Grey hairs? I can't remember. Anyway, you get the picture. But I mean it, Isaac. You are so focused on having ultimate control over the outcome of everything. Have you ever heard of the self-fulfilling prophecy? Trying so hard to stop a thing that it happens anyway.
I know you're right. But there's a moment every time where I look around and I see panic and fear, and I wait for somebody to step up. And I guess I don't wait long enough, and I just take the reins instead. But yeah, I guess I do need. I'll try it out once in a while.
You'd be surprised what the world can do by itself.
And we cut back. The Empressar vanishes.
God damn
The
it!
screen, paper, and cloth erupts into flame and drifts upward as ember into the cavernous ceiling of this space. And behind the screen, you see a distorted figure strapped to a pitiful throne. Legs too long, arms no thicker than bone, sunken eyes, toothless mouth, hair thinned and fraying, and out of every pore, a tiny mycelia-like vein pushing into matted clots of root-like blood vines, towering back into the walls and filigree of this space and up into the darkness above you. The Empressar, shown for what they really are, a tool, a story, a conduit. And it twitches slightly, and you feel the entire room shake. But it takes no damage as you see the fire burst around an invisible barrier. And that is Saphra's turn. A Blood Warden is going to close on June's Echo.
Bitch.
That's a 20-something to hit. Again,
Yeah.
Iron Longsword. Guard does an 18 hit.
Oh, yeah.
You take 9 points of slashing damage, halved to 5. Does a 20 hit? Yeah, it would. You take 10 points of slashing damage, halved to 5, and then 14 radiant damage as it throws another smite on it.
Jeez.
Does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Okay. You take 7 points of slashing damage, halved to 4. And again, a 20 is going to hit. You take 9 slashing damage, halved to 5. And the Fossa is going to get its 2 attacks as well, doing its absolute damnedest to take guard down. That's a nat 20.
That will hit.
You take 20 points of piercing damage, halved to 10. Okay, you want to use the shield?
Yes, to make them re-roll that natural 20.
Yeah, it is no longer a crit. So we will go ahead and say that is 8 points of piercing damage, half to 4. And then one more from the fossa. That is 20-something to hit. 12 points of piercing damage, halved to 6. And this last fossa is going to take a swipe at Reevesy. 2 swipes at Reevesy, actually. That's going to miss unless Reevesy's AC is 10. Is Reevesy's AC 12?
12
plus PV. 15. Reevesy is just dancing. Just like, I can do this all day. And the fucking fossa misses everything. And we are round to Isaac.
I need to get up close.
Yeah, you're going to take an op attack from your choice of any of the wardens or High Scepter getting through that cluster of people. Because they're all sort of, guard has drawn them all right to the mouth of this hallway.
I just want to make sure I get all of them in a nice little cluster.
You need to get through? It's a 20-something.
Yeah, that hits.
6 points of slashing damage.
Can you last one more round, buddy? How looking at guard, does he look all damaged and mangled?
Do whatever you want to do, man. I trusted you.
All right. Isaac pulls up. They've come for what is theirs. And you see roots start to entwine this hallway that aren't blood vines, but different types of roots as they shoot out in a tentacle-like manner, and they start whipping around and fighting against what is the blood vines, as Isaac's going to cast Spirit Guardians.
And I think as you go to cast Spirit Guardians, we are going to flash back to a moment in Isaac's past, shortly after June arrived home to find it invaded by Imperial forces, Guard, and Safra and Martin. And I think we see June sort of shuffle into her parents' home as the sun sets.
Who is it?
It's me.
Oh, God. She'll throw the door open?
Hey.
What the fuck?
Okay, hold on. Is everything all right? You feeling all right? What?
Do I look all right? I come home to this bullshit? When have we ever needed any of that? Any of this automaton thing and people from the government coming in? Like, when have we needed any of this?
We need this to protect Raleigh, to make sure that everyone here is safe. Everyone can have what they need to, survive. To make sure you survive.
Where were they when other people were dying? What about when Mama went away? What about when Daddy died? Why now? Why now?
June, we need them here so that doesn't happen again. You're all I got left from them. And if I gotta make deals with the devil to make sure that the last bit of Dale is safe, I'm gonna make sure that it happens. Now you can pick on me, you can yell at me, it's alright, I can take it. But I'm gonna make sure, no matter what, that you're gonna make it through this, all of this. These people may be coming from, the Empire and whatnot, but they're here to protect us, to protect you.
I don't need protection. I want my family. I want my family back. I don't need all these people. I just need you.
He reaches a hand out as if to hug her and then pulls back. This is the right call.
And I think we see a door slam. And I think that memory is what is weighing on Isaac as we see him leave this room with guard and his impassioned demands for the safety of June. And Isaac, you go and find her. June, you are ready for tomorrow. And you have had the time to come to terms with everything that can and will happen. And your lungs are filled with the cool night air as you swing yourself back into the basement space. And you stumble right into Isaac's chest.
Nope. Careful though.
Oh, sorry.
You almost knocked me out. You know I'm getting old.
If you're getting old, what does that say about me now?
Getting experienced. It's a little tip for you right there. All right. Have you got everything all set and ready to go?
I think so. How about you?
As I ever am. I'm more of a go with the flow type person. I got you there to make sure I do what I'm supposed to.
Yeah, you don't feel like you need to look over my shoulder anymore?
Not at all. You haven't needed looking over your shoulder since what? I don't know. You couldn't climb a tree? You are one of the most wonderful people that I have ever been honored to know. You're smart. You can do so many different things with so little. So much has been taken away from you, and yet you still stand here willing to fight back.
That's because I've had people like you looking over my shoulder.
No. I need you to understand that most of that is because of you and who you are as a person. Those people aren't there to protect you. They're there because you brought them there. Because you're so strong as a person.
She'll kind of kick her feet around a little bit. I think my daddy would have been proud of who I became. And a lot of that having to do with you.
Oof. The draft in here. My eyes all damn dust. Gotta talk to Scarab about ventilation in here.
She'll wrap her arms around you and hug you real hard.
Thank you, kiddo.
We cut back. What does your spirit guardians look like?
The vines themselves are a highlighted green of the forest. The thorns that protrude from the vines are menacing, but if you were to look close enough, they're also curled in a way that could be softer in the right aspects. They are definitely in more of a protective manner of lashing out than a offensive attack manner of the blood vines.
And what is the save that I need to roll here for every single one of these wardens?
You are going to need a wisdom save of 16.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Rolo, losers.
First one, +3 to this roll. That's a 6. Second one, +3 to the roll. That's a nat 1. Third one, +3 to the roll. That's a 21. So they're going to save. Now we're going to check High Scepter. High Scepter gets +6 to this roll. He rolled a 4.
Yeah!
That's a 10. He is going to use the last remaining mirror image as his legendary resistance. He's going to burn it and take half damage. You see this illusory form of the High Scepter go up in fucking smoke as vines wrap their way around him and his will, and he has to push them off. So we have, what's the damage?
15 for those who failed.
He's looking fucked up, y'all. Incredible. Isaac, that's movement and action. Is that your turn?
No, yeah, that's my turn.
You. Of all people, why did it have to be you? You were always the biggest thorn in my side, Isaac Ekströmer. You have always had so much potential. And yet you piss it away.
Isaac says nothing.
High Scepter straightens, wipes the sweat from his brow, turns to guard, and says,
You aren't going to make this easy on yourselves, are you? Fine! I'll do it my way.
and I need guard to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
That is an 8.
Your filigree begins to glow a blood red and drip black as you succumb to Dominate Monster. And then he turns. He's going to brandish his scimitar. He's going to look at Isaac.
I'm going to give you one last chance. You know that this world is not going to be fit for man if man cannot determine his own destiny. You know what it means to be the will of the universe. Stop standing in my way. And together we can achieve safety, harmony, immortality.
And he is going to turn and attack Mel. 19 to hit Mel.
That'll do it.
Mel, what's your armor class?
17.
That 19 turns into a 15.
Okay. You clank, and he misses.
Doesn't feel good when your will is controlled by someone else, does it?
You want to watch your friends die? Then watch them die.
That is another 21. No, sorry, 22.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Can only stop one of those, buddy. I'm sorry.
You take 13 points of slashing damage and 25 points of necrotic damage as all of your capillaries begin to burst.
Oh my god.
Mel goes to say something witty and just collapses to the floor.
Oh
At 0, not full dead, right?
0.
Okay.
no! Woof.
And then High Scepter is going to walk away. He is going to walk toward the staircase on the far side of the room, away from all of you. We are going to begin at the top of the order with guard. Your order is to attack Isaac.
In a way that we have not seen probably since a long time ago, guard very robotically turns, swings down the meteor axe at Isaac without a thought. That's a 23.
That hits.
I'm so sorry, buddy. That's going to be 17 plus 5, 22 damage. Second attack. 22. This one will be less, hopefully. I don't get any of my little bonuses. That's low. That's good. 10 damage on the second. No, 12, sorry. 12 damage on the second.
Spirit Guardians is down.
And the way guard is moving, it's almost like this weird bloody version of the filigree that's over him is sort of like jerking him around, sort of like a puppet.
And I think It's at this moment that we cut back to a conversation between June and Guard as they both contemplate the fatality of the job that they are about to do.
So after everything that she thinks that she could do to be prepared for what's coming, June has made her way up into the really creaky old scaffolding of this building, just to kind of get high up off the ground where she's most comfortable. And she's just meditating and breathing. And I think she can sense somebody coming. And when it gets closer, she kind of smiles a little bit with her eyes closed. Hey, Guard.
Guard, mid-tippy toe, trying to go up and surprise you, sort of slumps down. Hello, Juniper. What are you doing up here?
I was waiting for you. You want to sit with me?
Without a word, Guard walks over and sits on top of this roof with you. Do you remember when I tried to bury you?
And June thinks back to her taking a nap and waking up to being surrounded by a bunch of little flowers and a hole that Guard had dug for her. Yeah, I remember that. I love that you thought that I was dead instead of, peacefully napping.
And Guard just kind of looks away from June for a second. I hope that is the only time that I have to try to bury you.
It won't be. I'm just like everything else that's alive. There's a cycle I have to go through that I can't really control.
For a long time, you always talked about me as if I was alive, as if I had a soul. And I do not know if I do, but I don't know if it matters. And even if one day you may die, I think it's okay to still hope I don't have to bury you.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I was so scared of all the death that I've seen, and losing the people closest to me, and not thinking that, maybe if I just kind of kept that as a separate part of my life, that it wouldn't hurt so much. But Guard, it's an honor. It's an honor to be with people in those moments, as much as it hurts. And even if my body's in the ground, I'll always be with you. You can't disconnect this. And she'll pick up the strands of bond that connect June and Guard, and kind of just hold it up very, I love to imagine it as this very wispy, these blue lines that are intertwining. This will never go away.
And Guard looks at the bonds that June is holding up, and he reaches out, and he just grabs a single knotted thread from one of these thousands and thousands of bits of bond you're holding, He's going to sort of pull it out, look down at it, and look up at you. It is an honor to learn that regardless of how much there is and how constant it is, that it can still be so fragile. And he's going to let go of that bond as it sort of pulls back into the massive web you're sort of manipulating.
Fragile, yes. But when all the pieces interconnect and overlap and intertwine, look at how strong and beautiful that is. That's love. And that's not gonna go anywhere.
Guard is gonna look at this web you're weaving and look down for a second and sort of take a breath in the way that a guardian can, where he just sort of heaves a little bit. And then in a moment, he elbows you in the side, races you to the bottom, and does a barrel roll backwards and starts trying to acrobatically climb down.
And with that, we rejoin combat. Mel, can I please get a death saving throw?
Oh, if you insist.
No!
Oh, an 11.
That's one success on the board.
Phew.
June. Mel is down. Isaac is being attacked by Guard. And Saphra has just revealed some sort of lanky eldritch horror behind the Empressar's screen.
I found the Wizard of Oz.
What do you do?
I'm gonna use all my movement to get to Mel. She slides on the ground, pulls out a good berry, and shoves it in his mouth. Says, "No, not yet, not yet, not yet."
The chocolate bonbon, and you're back up at 1.
What do they taste like?
They are a little kind of like a chocolate truffle that have a hot chili kick on the inside. So it's like a chili chocolate.
Wakes up going, ooh, and a lovely face in front of me too. My hero.
There's still blood on her face from from the blood sweat.
Did we win?
No, not yet. And is that a action or a bonus?
Action, I'm pretty sure, to give it to someone else.
Okay. Bonus action, bring back my echo again. So I'm going to throw my echo over at the high scepter. Action surge. I'm going to flip my position with my echo. I'm going to go in for an unarmed strike. I'm sure that's a miss. That's a 10.
That absolutely misses, yeah.
Take another attack. That's an 8.
That misses.
So my echo can use my weapons, correct? I am going to unclip the bond blade from my thigh, switch with my echo's position, leave the bond blade behind, and she's going to grab it, and she's going to go in for an attack with the bond blade.
I need to get a crisp visual here of June swapping in. What does the handoff look like?
So in slow motion, she goes in for 2 hits, misses. She reaches down, unclips the blade, flips it up in the air, switches, and her echo grabs it, and she goes in, trying to get at his neck, across his neck.
Yes.
Okay. You have to hit a 20 on this attack. His AC is 20.
Okay, that was a 19.
Do you have any
Do you
bonuses?
have any way to juice it?
I have inspiration.
You can absolutely use your inspiration.
It doesn't matter, it didn't hit. That was a 14.
June, your echo goes to land this blade in Antony's neck, and he grabs the bond. June. He grabs the bond, wrenches the arm away, and you see that it begins to glow red hot beneath his hand.
Your father was a useful asset up until the moment that he wasn't. But you and your whore of a mother have never been anything but trouble to me. Now get back.
And I need you to make me a con save.
Bastard. I hate this guy.
I think you'll find it's professional courtesan. Jesus.
It's an 11. Fuck this guy.
He glances up at your physical body, and all of your blood vessels freeze. You are bloodbound until the end of his next turn.
God damn it!
Saphra, you see June freeze as her power play is foiled. What do you do?
Saphra sees this. June freeze. Mel is down. Guard is attacking. Isaac also looking very rough. Everyone's looking bad. She grips onto Sphinx a little bit tighter, takes a deep breath, and jumps down off of his back. How far is Mel?
Not 10 feet. He's pretty close to you.
Okay, great. She's going to jump down off of Sphinx, kneel down next to him.
Yeah.
June needs you so badly right now. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds. Ooh, 19 extra HP for you.
Oh,
A little bit something.
thank you very much. I feel revitalized.
And can I also help him up off the ground?
Sure. Yeah.
Great, just so that everyone's up and ready.
Could have Sphinx attack with a bonus.
Could he still attack with the cannon?
No.
Damn it. Fuck. I'm always going to ask.
He can do his normal bite attack.
Yes, okay. I am going to have him then bite the nearest dude.
Warden?
One of the
Go for it.
wardens, yeah.
Yeah.
16?
That misses. He clanks off ceramic armor.
Ow! My tooth!
All right.
Yes, I think that's a good use of my turn.
I'm curious, Saphra, June is physically right there with you, right? The echo had done the flip, and so June is sort of right there as you're getting Mel up. And I think that you sort of look up and catch her eye. What is that moment like between the two of you?
Genuinely think there is an unspoken sort of trying to put in just eyes to June that just because I may not be here with you afterwards, I'm going to make sure someone is.
I think you see the breath just come out of her, and she closes her eyes for a second.
And in that darkness, I think we fade back to the last conversation Saphra and June had, where Saphra finally had to confess that no matter how this fight went, she wouldn't be coming home.
Saphra is pacing a little backwards and forwards outside of the room she knows June is getting ready in. Okay. I can do this. And she has in the back of her mind Sphinx saying, "You have to do it. You have to, go on. You have, at some point, you're gonna have to tell her, so you may as well." And so you just imagine him in a thought bubble behind her. She braces herself and and steps confidently through the doorway, round the corner, wherever she finds June. June,
Hey.
have you got a minute?
Yeah.
I know you're
yeah.
busy
For
with
you.
everything.
All the minutes. I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes. I have checked and triple checked, and I'm as ready as I can be, except for one thing. And that is why I'm here. June, I need to talk to you about what is going to happen after all of this.
I mean, okay. And she moves. They're in her room. And she's kind of laid out on the little desk. All of her weapons and everything, making sure everything's fine. So she kind of walks over behind it and kind of gently shifting stuff around. All right, what about after this? Like going home?
Well, you know as well as I do that what we're about to do is incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we have no guarantee of anyone coming out the end of it.
That's a possibility.
But I need to let you know that no matter how it goes, I won't be coming out of it. Everything that happened with Jonathan, within Jonathan, it took more from me than I have admitted.
What do you mean?
It took my life, June. I am only here because Jonathan has given me a chance to continue this thing and make it right and finish the job.
That makes no sense. You're here right now. What are you talking about? You're here right now. You're standing
June,
in front of me right now.
She's going to grab your hand
No.
and put it against her chest.
She's going to try to pull her hand away.
Can you feel anything, June?
Can't she?
There's no heartbeat. Nothing.
That... Is she warm?
Not really.
Are you saying you died? Are you saying... You're saying you're dead right now. You're saying that you died in Jonathan. And you're just here. And you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me?
I haven't told anybody. I couldn't.
Who else knows?
Nobody. I mean, I think they may assume something is different, or they may know deep down, but I have not told a single soul.
Wrench her hand away.
June, how could I?
How could you?
I didn't want to hurt you. But I have to be honest with you, and I need you to know that we are lucky that I am here to be able to say goodbye.
This whole time. This whole time. How could you? And she'll throw up the table with all of her weapons on it. Her bond kind of flares out a little bit from her, pushing whatever else is to the side. How could you? How could you? What are you trying to protect me from? By not telling me? How could you?
You have lost so many people already, June. I didn't want to burden you with more before
If you didn't tell me ahead of time, you're just gonna disappear on me. How could you? How could you? And she'll run up and start pounding on your chest. How could you?
June,
How could you?
I would never leave without saying goodbye. This is what I'm doing now. We have been granted a chance to actually say goodbye. Otherwise, I'd still be in that bloody mountain, with you being none the wiser.
Her whole body just trembles, and as she's still pounding on your chest, she just collapses into you. And how could you not let me protect you?
June.
How can you not? I wasn't there. I was supposed to be there. I should have been there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
June. You cannot be there for everybody. And you know what? This was my choice. I chose this to put an end to everything that was going on. Everybody's choices lead them to wherever they end. As much as you fight it, do not hold any guilt for how anybody ends but yourself. You promise me.
She'll bury her head in your shoulder, pull you close.
And Sapphire's gonna put her arms around you and sort of just motherly, I suppose, hold you.
In June's head, her coping mechanism is trying so hard to kick in. And then she actually hears what you said and the choice that you made. And it kind of hits her like a cold splash of water. And I don't think she can say it, but she finds she's not as sad, but she's proud. She just lets herself sink into all of those feelings.
I will be with you for as long as I am able. And even if you cannot see me, I will still be there.
And we return to combat. Blood Wardens now shift their attention to the rest of you. The first one is going to take a swing on Spinks. That's a nat 20.
Yeah. That'll hit him.
Spinks takes 20 points of slashing damage.
Ugh. Ow.
Second one is going to cast Entangle on Melmanon. Mel, can you please make me a strength saving throw?
12.
Is Mel near me?
Oh yeah, +4.
16.
Blood vines push up through the cobbled floor of this room, and Isaac shoots a look at them, and they retreat, and Mel is not entangled.
Yeah, you better run.
And the last warden is going to take swings
Good job,
on Isaac. That's not going to hit. And that's not going to hit. Isaac, you get your shield up and just sword off of the shield.
Just staring at guard.
The Fossa that was trying to eat guard is going to wheel around and try to bite June. It's a miss. That's a miss. I'm rolling like
She's standing still and he's just like,
Standing still.
Jude's totally frozen. Is just like, no. Incredible. We're around to Isaac.
Isaac flashes back to the fight with Sligo, and when his poor friend had his will taken from him, and a small tear kind of rolls down Isaac's cheek, and he pulls out a blue coin. Let's see if your daddy can assist in any way getting you out of this pickle. He's going to press the coin on guard and cast Dispel Magic on the Dominate monster.
Oh.
I believe you're going to have to roll for this.
I am gonna have to roll. Yes.
But
Come
you
on!
get the spell slot back as a voice echoes through your head.
This seems like a really good idea, actually. Hot damn!
Oh, get fucked.
Amazing.
I need to roll. What level is Dominate Monster?
It's
an
high.
8th
It's like
level
an
spell.
8th level spell.
So you gotta beat a DC 18.
Yeah. So I get a plus 10 to this. So I need an 8 or higher.
Oh
Come
my
on.
god.
You've got it.
That's a 3. All right. I'm gonna use the inspiration, and I rolled a nat 1.
No, you didn't.
There it is.
No,
Sorry,
you
tried.
didn't actually.
You tried.
Because Mel has something.
Oh.
The
Mel
world.
used to be a rabbit, and we all know rabbits' feet are lucky. But when he turned back into a human, he took the feat bountiful luck, which means that when people around him roll a 1, they can re-roll it.
Serious.
Yes.
That's
Sweating.
awesome.
God.
Come
that's
on, the
incredible.
universe is conspiring. It's got to work.
You know?
Oh my fuck.
Come on, this has got to work. This has got to work.
Melmanon, what does that look like?
He sees Isaac concentrating on dispelling this, and he sees the effort lines in his forehead, and Mel just gives a little and stamps his foot.
The coin kind of like locks in a bit from that. Like, oh. And I rolled a 12 plus 10 is 22.
22.
Jeez Louise. Am I me again?
Guard, you come back into control of your own body as Isaac's will wins out over High Scepter's. And Isaac, you let Guard go.
I won't let him take you again, buddy.
Thank you.
My heart is beating so fast.
I'm sorry.
You went easy on me.
I imagine both of us, like, at the same time, like, clench our weapons and, like, turn to face the,
You're literally being flanked by Blood Wardens right now. So if you turn
Yeah.
away from each other, you're just at
back
the
to
Blood
back.
Wardens.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. I think that's Isaac's turn.
Yes.
A pretty fucking good turn.
I can't. Me, Craig, cannot think to do anything else after that.
Shit.
You all hear echoing from the corner of this space the clatter of a dagger on the ground as High Scepter wrenches the bond blade away from him.
No! I will not be defeated like this by you, abject incompetence!
Damn it. I did not recharge his fucking thing. Incredible. And he is going to cast Banishment on Isaac. Isaac, I need what I believe is a charisma saving throw.
I'm laughing because, yes, you just had me roll my highest one. So if I suck at this, it's just, it's bound to happen.
We can do.
No.
I get a plus 12. 21.
He seethes, twitches, pulses with anger, and is going to absolutely fucking charge you and just start taking wild haymaker swings.
Oh shit, we got him pissed, boys.
Did he run? He ran towards Isaac?
He did. You can go ahead and take a quick opportunity
Do I get an
attack.
opportunity attack?
Yes, do it.
That's a 26. Her bond blade being thrown out of her hand. This is all from June's echo position, and she's put her eyes into her echo. She slips her toe underneath the dagger and pops it up with her foot and swings around and goes to the back of his neck, tries to grab the bond on one side of his neck, and very, very slowly slices the dagger as deep as she can.
I'm going to ask you to roll me damage, because that's going to be the smallest effect here.
Oh yeah, very small. 5 points. I want her to switch with her bond and lean in and whisper in his ear while she's dragging this blade across his bonds. We all need to learn from our mistakes, but we don't need to learn from yours. Separabis omnis necessitudines.
June, you ate all of his mirror images, and his legendary resistances were tied to the use of mirror image. He has no more legendary resistances. What's the DC for this?
It's a 15 wisdom.
He gets a +6 to wisdom saves, which means he needs to roll 8 or lower. On a success, he is removed from the collective memory of the universe. On a failure, he is removed from existence.
Did you get in that one?
Or nat 20.
What's that face? What's that face?
You gotta move
What's
the
that
camera.
fucking face?
You gotta move the
Okay,
camera.
What's that
I don't
face?
care
I'm
what it
marking this
is.
clip.
I need to
I'm
see
marking this
this.
clip. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. What is it? I got this.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
It's a natural one!
Yes! What? Get the fuck out, baby! Oh yeah!
Shaking.
You see his bond start to fray like an old cloth under a dull knife. It wisps and comes apart almost gently in your hand. And you tear at it, fiber by fiber, strand by strand, until you wrap your hand inside of it and remove the head from the shoulders, the trunk from the world. And he collapses into fine white glass. An eerie calm settles over the space. The fight subdued, the wardens lost. Floating in this surreal sense of confusion, they know their job, they know their mission, but they don't know quite how they got here. And then you see the filigree on the walls begin to drain of its blood. And June, only you see that Bond pushes back up through the sand. Red, perverse, willful. And it congeals into a grotesque approximation of Nasir Antony's wireframe, collapses back into the floor. And anyone who happens to be looking up toward the Empressar sees that body jerk, puppet-like, and raise off the ground.